Hello and welcome everyone to the NFT Project Showcase interview. Get comfortable, grab a drink and some popcorn. We're live in 3, 2, 1.
Well, hello to the audience as well. I wish you all a good evening or a good day, depending on where you are. And
Hi,
a
guys.
warm welcome to this third grader interview, where we're just going to quickly showcase new projects from real creators and just really tie in the connection from the audience to the community to the creators. So tonight I'm joined by Laura, the creator of ADAbots. Hello, Laura, again. So let's just start a bit by you telling us a bit about yourself, about the project, like your background maybe, to introduce you a little bit to the audience.
Sure. So I studied photography and film direction many years ago. And I've always been hugely into video games, sci-fi films. I love Fallout 4 and 3, Blade Runner, Isaac
Nice.
Asimov books, that sort of stuff. So you can kind of see what went wrong.
Depending on the perspective, I guess. And
Exactly.
well, I assume this kind of background also led you a little bit into the NFT space, or how did you enter this whole
So
crazy world of NFTs?
that's a bit different. I actually entered the NFT world because of my brother. He's a developer and
Nice.
he's also a lot into crypto.
Mm-hmm.
So he basically started to talk to me about Cardano and he was like, look, do you really need to invest in Cardano? It's a great project. So I started to learn a little bit more about it. And I found a really good Facebook group. I think it's Cardano ADAGigs. And they started posting about space bats. And I thought, okay, digital artwork. I really like the concept. I'm gonna look into it. And I kind of landed in the very first stage of the Discord here. we had like 2-3 projects only.
Well, interesting. So you're already here straight from the start, if I get that right. I mean, SpaceBots have been here straight from the beginning, so you followed the whole development of the NFTs on the Cardano network.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen it explode, basically.
Insane. So what motivated you then to start your own NFTs?
So I saw Jason was jumping into doing some artwork, and I thought, okay, this is a guy going solo. He's making some really amazing artwork. I'm gonna talk to him and ask him how is he doing it. Who is he getting involved with? Because I basically am an artist. I don't know anything about the technical side of how to mint and anything. And he
Yeah.
said, well, if you want to create a project, we offer minting services. And I said, you know what? Let's give this a go, because I got very excited about the whole scene.
Well, so cool. So when you actually started talking to Yasin, he was a big motivating factor for you and an inspiration in some sense to start your own NFT, seeing that he was a solo creator as well. And so if I get that right, you teamed up with him and now you're creating your NFTs together with the Yasin team?
So it's me doing the artwork, and I hire them to do my minting. They're super good, super professional. They've been very helpful, and
Yeah.
yeah, I've really enjoyed working with them.
Cool. I mean, that's already a good start of that, just working with someone who's already really big in the scene, I suppose. And will also probably give your projects a big push. And then talking about
Yeah,
your
definitely.
projects, maybe you can also now shed a light on what ADAbots actually are.
So ADAbots. So the concept started. I'm gonna be honest. I just wanted to make some cool robots. I really like Photoshop. I enjoy creating realities that don't exist, using different elements that I find in my environment. And I decided one day I was going to have a go and just make a robot. And then I started thinking, what will happen if in this crypto space, like we all have like a hardware wallets. What will happen if things evolved in such a way that we actually had Android wallets, like a robot that will hold your ADA and you'll be able to talk to, interact with it, and they will be programmed to like manage your finances. And I thought it was really interesting.
That's really cool. So you actually envisioned some sci-fi robots that actually help us to do our finances. Is that was the idea, that you have like a robot at home and he or she is gonna do your finance?
Yes, basically.
Where does this idea come from?
I don't know. I truly believe that the future is going to have some artificial intelligence in it. And we might not be there, but I think if that is happening at some point in the future, cryptocurrency is going to be tightly linked to it, because basically cryptocurrency is this very new concept. And I truly believe it's the future of money.
Right. Well, for everyone who's just listening right now, we've posted some pictures of the creation of the first ADAbot. If you want to have a quick look, so this is how it's going to look like maybe in the future. And I really like the idea of what you were just telling us. Let's spin this fantasy a little bit further. So how would you envision this future with ADAbots? Just tell us something, what was going on in your mind. How would you paint the picture of the future with those ADAbots? What would the world look like?
I don't know. I don't know if anyone here has watched the Bicentenary Man.
Sorry, what was that? Which one?
Hold on. It's the Robbie. Hold on.
With Robin Williams.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, I
The
watched that one. That was
Bicentennial Man.
amazing. Yeah, yes, exactly.
Yes. And there's this very sweet picture of this family that taking a robot in their home, and he basically is like their assistant. Like he cooks
Right.
and he looks after the children and all these things. So I already had that kind of concept in my head. And then I applied that to crypto, and the idea kind of came to me.
Right. So those ADAbots would actually be a lot more than just taking care of our finances. In that sense, that would be actually part of our lives, part of our family, and be this holistic servant. But that's actually also a lot more than a servant in some sense.
But yeah, like now we enter a little bit the whole concept of existence and artificial intelligence. Like, will
Right.
this robot be just a computer, or does it start to become
Yeah.
something else? Which I think is something also that I find very exciting and very interesting to explore.
Right. Yeah, that's a very interesting idea, because this whole crypto space linking with AI, this is definitely the future. And I think it's very, very cool that you already linked these two processes and created something like this. And looking at those pictures, I think you can really sense that it's more than just in a being that just takes care of your finances. You captured somehow the life essence of it. How do you go about creating this NFT? Lead us a little bit through this creative process of this first ADAbot.
If you can see in the picture, basically I use like a Photoshop layer process. So I will take the initial picture of the model. Then I will work on the actual robot. Like I will divide her in sections, add some joints to her, some gadgets. And I like to work with a layer system. Like I will take pictures of different objects. For example, if you see the capsule that she's being created in,
Mm-hmm.
the way I decided
All
to
right,
do
it's a
that,
capsule, huh?
yeah, I took a picture of a wine glass upside down,
Hmm.
and I used it to create the capsule. Or if you see, for example, the little screen that's got the number on it, I took a
Right.
picture of a phone that I got in my office, and I turned it into like a little screen. Like I like to take elements around me.
That was an old phone, though, right?
It was, yes.
Cool. So, what is this screen signifying? Whether is this 01 meaning it's the first minted, or is it something related to the ADAbot herself? What is it?
So I really like the concept of creation, like being born. I don't know if you watched the film Blade Runner, the last one that they released, but there's a scene where there is one of the androids being born, being created, and I thought it was a very significant scene, and I wanted my first ADAbot to be in the process of creation, kind of like as an analogy of ADAbots being born.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So you're really taking your inspiration from a lot of movies as well. And I think it's actually really interesting that you used a wine glass and an old telephone to create this, because I would have never guessed that there was a wine glass or a old telephone involved in the whole process. But that's really interesting.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like I think with Photoshop especially, like if you are not a 3D artist, if you're just using objects, manipulating in Photoshop, everything and anything can be a texture, can be an item. Like for example, like that bar around the capsule is the handle of an oven. Like
Yeah, right.
anything can be used and modified. Like you can pretty much do anything with Photoshop these days, which is really, really great if you do it in a good way. And it can be very, very bad as well if you have bad intentions with it.
Right, of course. I think you're also you're highlighting this whole innovation aspect, this thinking outside the box that the whole cryptosphere is actually doing, and you're really encapsulating it, and also in the way you're creating the NFT. So that's really interesting. I'm seeing here the second model now. Is it actually the same girl that you used for the pictures, or?
So that picture actually was the first ever robot I created, and
Right.
that I just wanted to basically get to grips with it, see what I could get out of a normal model picture, see if I could make her look exactly how I wanted before I got involved with the project. So I just got a random picture of the internet, and I said, right, let's turn her into a robot and see
All
what
right. So this is
happens.
actually just a random girl, the second one.
Yes. So
And
this one was
yeah.
kind of a test. I wanted to see what I was able
Yeah.
to do, and I enjoyed it so much that I was like, right, I'm gonna start this process from zero, shoot some models, and get some ADAbots going.
Yeah. So how would you go about finding this specific model? Was there like a whole, I don't know, like a whole selection process, or did you have a friend who was like volunteering and?
Yes, I actually really enjoy taking portraits of people I know. It becomes a lot more personal.
Yeah.
Because the whole concept of a robot is a bit impersonal, isn't it? Like it's a gadget, it's a machine. But when taking a picture of someone I know, it becomes a little bit more personal, and I think it's
Of
a bit
course.
more respectful. Yeah.
So this person who's in the picture, how does she feel about being a model in an NFT community now? Is she as excited as you are?
Well, I've told her that she's owed a fancy dinner, so I think she's quite happy about it.
Ah, cool. People are asking, where are the male robots? Is it only going to be female robots?
No. So the next generation of ADAbot is gonna be a boy, and I'm
It's
already
gonna be a
working
boy.
on
All right.
him. Yes.
Okay, cool.
I'm trying my best to find more diversity. The problem at the moment with COVID is finding models and meeting them is a bit difficult. But I was thinking of maybe using a bit of variety in like gender and race. Like for example, my first model, she's Mexican, and I would like to maybe find like a black character as well, just to have a little bit of diversity. I think it'd be very exciting.
Yeah, maybe even finding some gender fluidity in this whole thing.
Yes, I've been poking one of my friends who is gender non-binary. She's like a truly gorgeous androgynous character, and she's sitting on the fence about it a little bit, but I think she's gonna say yes.
That's really exciting. So just in the middle, if everyone does have a question, again, please feel free to send us some messages in the text. I'm still scanning it from time to time, and at the end you'll also have the chance to speak up with your voice if you like. But in the meantime, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about how you're going to go about the sale of those robots. What we can expect is going to happen now with those ADAbots.
So at the moment, I've opened today the process of selection for the first sale. If you go to the ADAbots Discord, all you have to do is go and react to the instructions with the robot emoji. And on Friday, I will close the selection process at 5 UK time. And then I will randomly select 75 people to get their first ADAbot.
Right, so Fab's already posted the link for everyone who isn't a member yet. That's your chance right now. Okay, so you already just set the number 25. So you're going to have a quantity limit of 25 ADAbots for the first?
No, sorry, it's 75.
75, my bad, I'm sorry.
75, that's all right.
Yeah, and as far as I'm aware, I understood that you already have a quite detailed project future plan, like your whole thing is already planned out for the future. Do you want to share something about that as well?
Yes, so the whole collection is going to be 156 pieces in total. This first generation ADAbot that is going on sale is 75 pieces. Then the next one will be 50. The one after will be 25, then 5, and then just a single piece.
That sounds very specific.
When I created this project, I wanted to give buyers an exclusive piece of art. I didn't want to do like a high main project. I wasn't focused that much into like making loads of profit. I wanted to create something that people held and thought, this is valuable, this is artwork, and that they will, if in the future they wanted to trade it, they will get good value for it.
Yeah, I think in this interview you already managed to really give us you actually breathed some life into your ADAbots, if I can call it like this. You really brought them to life for the community, I think, as well. But then again, I think there's 156, was it, right, in total? It's a very specific number. Is there a reason behind this, or is it just that's how it happened?
It's kind of how it happened. I thought I didn't want to make like a very round number. I just wanted the number to be like a bit odd, a bit different.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you already know how the costs are going to be?
Yes. So every piece from 1 to 150 is going to be 50 ADA. And the last piece, which will be a single unique piece, will be sold by auction.
All right. Cool. And those ADAbots, will they have any kind of evolution in them? Or what can we expect from your future projects? You already gave away that the next one is going to be a male.
Yes.
But besides that, can you already give some information about the evolution of the ADAbots?
So basically, the way I base the project is in generations. So the same way you would, for example, I don't know, you bought your first phone years ago and it was like the first generation of Samsung. And then now you got like a much more premium product. And every year there's a new release. The concept was a little bit like that, like first, second, third, fourth, and fifth generation of ADAbots. So every ADAbot will be a bit more premium, a bit more futuristic, and a bit more advanced.
I like that. Is there going to be a lot of time in between your releases, or are they going to be like one after another?
I'm hoping not a lot of time, but obviously, as I was saying, with COVID and especially finding a model, that's really been the trickiest part. But hopefully, I'm already working on generation 2, and I've got some shots for generation 3, but 4 and 5th are proving a little bit harder to find, but we'll get there.
Right. Now, we also don't want to rush the creative process of a real artist. I mean, art takes time. Good art takes time.
Of course, yeah.
All right. Would you like to say anything else to the audience that we haven't covered yet?
No, not really, apart from come and join the family in the ADAbots Discord, and let's chat soon.
Awesome. It was such a pleasure talking to you, Laura. I think you really presented the ADAbots in such a beautiful way, and I'm really excited for the future releases, and of course also for the first release, which is not even here yet. Now, I'd like to invite everyone once more, if you have questions, please raise your hand now, and I just very kindly invite you to ask. If there are no questions, you can also always still refer to the stage chat, and I'm sure Laura will be there for a few more minutes to answer questions.
I'm going to stick around for a bit if you want to chat.
Yeah, exactly. I see someone typing. Let's just see. Will all mints be on one policy? Can you say anything about that, or do you? Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, the policy ID is the same.
It's all the same. Okay, perfect. It seems to be something else coming. Is it time locked?
Actually, I might need to talk about that with my developer, but I believe the policy ID that I'm using, it will be in the same way that Jason deals with his. He's got the same one that he uses for all his mints.
Yeah.
And as I'm working with the same team, I imagine it will be the same.
Okay, so we can expect pretty much the same procedure how Jason and his team was working on all his projects.
Yes, basically, yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much. I mean, for the next questions, you'll be in the chat. And then, all right, let's do this one more. Any plans for children or kids? We talked about racial and gender.
Oh, but actually, I find using children in photography a little bit delicate. So I think in that case, I might not include children bots in my collection, just because I don't personally like to use children image as a profitable source, if that makes any sense.
Of course, that makes complete sense. And I think you also explained that you're really trying to have this relationship and this connection with your with the people behind the pictures, and try to incorporate that into your into the ADAbots. And if you're not 100% behind that, then I think it's really good that you're just staying true to your concepts.
I tend to be, as a photographer, I think, because I studied photography and film, I find personal image a very important thing. And I always like to get consent before it goes public. And I don't think children can fully give consent.
Totally agree. Thank you so much, Laura. It was beautiful talking to you. And for everyone listening, thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll hopefully see you again next week for the next Project Showcase interview. And I wish you all a lovely evening or rest of the day. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. Bye.